This is my third time listening to it, to be sure. He said, I said I got something for you. Not her. So this is how I know he is telling this story from a third person perspective. He's not telling it from his perspective. He's telling it from a third person perspective because he fucked up and said I got something for you. Not she said I got something for you. I don't know if anybody else caught that, but I did. That's when he said she called the police, told the police everything about the rape, and that she had to sleep with him all the way till she was 21 years old. And she was 21 at that time when she called the police. And then that's when Tasha K was, she could have left. And then the father says, oh, she had been moved out. And she had moved out at least 4 times with other dudes and came back. And that is contradictory to what he said earlier about she said that she left, but she never left. She was always with me. What? You can't have it both fucking ways. And then he fucked up with his wording again, where he's stumbling on his words, and he's saying, and so, you know, she said, so yeah. Bitch, you ain't saying nothing. You ain't saying nothing. You're saying a whole lot of nothing. You know, she, yeah, so, what the fuck? What are you saying? Because this is how he talks. The way that I'm reading it is the way he's talking. And then she said, she told the police, she said, what's wrong, sir? What the fuck is wrong? Why can't you get a sentence out? How come you hopping and jumping and what's going on with your wording? And then she said, she told the police, she said, okay, this man is not making sense. So he says he got all that extra skin. He's not circumcised. Where the fuck did this come from? And who the hell is he? Who the hell is he said? He who? Who the fuck is he? He said he's got all this extra skin. Who the fuck is he? He said he's got all this extra skin. He's not circumcised. Well, who the fuck is he? Who is that? Who is he? And then the father points out that there's thousands of women in South Florida that know I'm circumcised. He said there are thousands of women. Like, it's almost like he's proud of that number. The way he matter-of-factly adjusts his eyeglasses when saying it. That there are thousands of South Florida women that know he's circumcised. Are you trying to put it out there that thousands of women have seen your peen? Like, is that what you're doing? Are you glorifying that statement? Because the way he said it was like he was proud of it. And of course, Tasha K is laughing. The father says that he just got to keep that real when he says that thousands of women knows that he's circumcised. That's interesting. So he's saying that because Miss Chantel alleged that the father had been sleeping with her from the age of 9 to 21. I thought in the other video it was 5 to 15, but I could be wrong. It says, so if she's alleging that he had been sleeping with her from 9 to the age of 21, she would know if he was circumcised or not. He said because she started out by saying, the first thing she ever did to me was perform oral sex. And Tasha K points out that it's hard to have oral sex with someone who is uncircumcised. I wouldn't know anything about that. I don't think. I might. The father says at that point, he told Chantel to stop. But he's tripping over his words. Like he can't get a full sentence out for nothing in the world. And this is letting me know that in the course of him strategizing what to say and what not to say, because he, you know, his mind seems to be going 1,000 miles a minute here. That's what I'm seeing. He's got to pick and choose his words carefully. So that's why his sentences don't make sense. They're run-ons. They're phrases here and there. And he's tripping over his words. So what happened when, you know, she said, I had on some, why you, like something's wrong. I sense that there is some damn anxiety here because he's tripping all over his words as he's talking. And that gives me pause. Why are you doing that if you're telling the truth? I don't understand. People who talk with truth, they talk with conviction. Who are speaking the truth, they talk with conviction. It's not a whole bunch of stumbling over fucking words every time you talk. It's not a bunch of run-on fucking sentences, and they're making everything clear so you understand. So this is giving me pause with him. Something right. He said he had on some basketball shorts the day that this happened, where the police surrounded him and she's spewing out these allegations. He said he told the officers, hey, because he had on some basketball shorts. I said, we could just step right here, over here, officer. So he undid his shorts and let them see that he was circumcised. So the father is saying that to contradict his daughter, he stepped to the side and showed the police that he wasn't circumcised. You bold as fuck. You are bold as hell. Interesting. The father said at that point, him and Leah, which is the ex-wife that he was with during this time, bust out laughing. So he said after he showed the officers that he was circumcised, that he high-fived his stepmother and his ex-wife. Who the fuck does that? I guess. He said that was the first time that he felt any vindication after all these allegations began. He said he had been carrying this burden all these years, and the burden being the allegations of the sexual abuse. So he's saying that he had been carrying that burden, and in that moment he got that little bit of vindication after her saying that, after the daughter saying that he wasn't circumcised, but then he pulls out his stuff to show everybody he is circumcised. So that was a big victory for him because of all these years of having to deal with these allegations. And he's trying to say that every time, even after all of these allegations, each and every time the daughter fell on her face, he was there to pick her up. Anytime she needed, he was there. That's what he's saying. And this is the first time that I heard him say the word emotional, but he says, that was a very emotional day for me. Why was it emotional for you that day? But you haven't spoken about any other type of emotional day before this. Not even when your children were born did you talk about it being an emotional day. Interesting. But he's struggling with his words every time he goes to talk. It's like he goes to begin a sentence, but then he fumbles on it with, it's like, but and I'm but hopefully, it's like he's struggling to get out what he needs to say. But that tells me he's thinking. He's thinking about what to say. This is what I'm seeing. He said in that moment, he was thinking that if any family members had a doubt, that little victory or vindication for him removed any doubt from their minds. My goodness. He said that was one of the best days of his life. And it's very interesting that vindication, the day you said that you felt vindicated, was one of the best days of your life. So could it be that you thrive off of vindication? Or being able to one-up somebody? Or you like being right? Or there's an emotional connection to you being right? Or you being vindicated? Because that's what I'm getting. I mean, that was one of the best days. That was the best day of his life. But guess what? I didn't hear you say that about your children. When you had them, when they came in this world, you didn't even talk about none of that. That's why I said I don't feel like there's an emotional connection here, like you would think it should be with a father and their child, if they say they are emotionally invested in their child the way they should be, in a morally and ethical way. And I have to keep stressing that. Tasha K asked the father why he continued to let the daughter back in after these allegations began. So the father is talking about after he got out of prison, how he had the choice to walk away from her and Brandon. And then he says, Brandon could tell you this himself. He was in the courtroom when the judge told him that his father was a better man than him. Because the judge was saying that he wouldn't have anything else to do with either one of the children. He said he told the judge that day because they were considering relinquishing him from all parental responsibility. He said, I noticed that he's using the word I. He says, I was the victim in this case. And I was the real victim. And I told the judge, I said, my kid's going to say a lot of bad things about me, but not enough for me to throw them away. That's what he says. So basically, he's saying that his kids can never say that he threw them away because whenever they needed him, he was there. The father is saying that the daughter told him that she couldn't take no more ass whoopings. The dude she was with was beating on her. This is the last time that she came to stay with him. He's saying that this is what the daughter is saying, that she can't take it anymore the ass whippings. The dude she was with was beating on her, is what the dad is saying. And he's saying he hadn't talked to his daughter in 3 years. Now see, this is what I'm saying. So the last time that the daughter would have been staying with him was the time when she came, he said, she was 21. Because he said she had moved out at least 4 times with other guys and she kept coming back. Right? But he also said the daughter never left. She was always there up until the age of 22. But now he's saying he talked to his daughter. He hadn't talked to his daughter in 3 years. At the time that the daughter was calling him to say she can't take it anymore from the dude that was giving her ass whoopings. This sounds like a story that he is manufacturing. He's the narrator. And like I said, it sounds to me like he's trying to tell the story that he knows in third person, but he's leaving out details so as not to direct something negative in his direction. So he's avoiding the way he's telling these stories. He's avoiding all accountability for any wrongdoing. So after the daughter is calling and saying, oh, okay, he hadn't talked to her in 3 years, but now she's calling and saying that she's tired of the ass whoopings. He said, the father said he made his way to Columbia, South Carolina. to meet the young man and his family. And he's saying I again. He said, I told him if my daughter called me again and showed me these type of pictures again about you jumping on her, within 24 hours, I'ma kill you. This is what the father is saying that he told the supposed boyfriend, right? But notice I said he's using the word I again. Why? Because this is a type of hero event where he's going to be seen as somebody who is doing his parental duty. It's his parental right to protect his child. So he's going to connect himself with that right and duty. Because he's using the word I'm again. I again. The father is saying that the guy was beating on her. He said, I don't agree with him beating on her the way he did. But when you're sleeping with his stepdaddy, and in this situation, he is speaking about his daughter, trying to say that the daughter was sleeping with her stepdad, or the boyfriend's stepdad. How do you know this? She's telling you this? Like, how did you find out that she was doing this? I'm confused. Then the father says not only is she sleeping with the stepdaddy, but she's sleeping with the boyfriend's barber. These are some outrageous fucking claims. So it's like, how in the hell do you even know this shit is going on? Who telling you? Is she in a whole other state than you? How fuck do you know what's going on in her life in and out? I'm confused. There's a disconnect here. Something's not right. Something's not right. Where the hell are you getting this allegation that she was sleeping with the boyfriend's stepdaddy and sleeping with the boyfriend's barber? Like, did she tell you she was doing this? Are you talking to the boyfriend? Do you have surveillance on her house? How the hell do you know who she's sleeping with? This doesn't make sense to me. He said also, the baby slept with the baby. The daughter slept with the cousin and slept with the stepsister. So he's saying that the daughter slept with the boyfriend's stepdad, the boyfriend's barber, the boyfriend's cousin, the boyfriend's stepsister. So she was sleeping with all these people. My question is, how the hell do the daddy know? How does the dad know that she was sleeping? Even if she was sleeping with all these people, how in the fuck does the dad know this shit? Did she tell him? Did the boyfriend tell him, the boyfriend, that he went to go threaten his life? If he touched his daughter again? Did the daughter tell the brother, and was the brother feeding this information to the dad? What the fuck is going on here? How the hell does the dad know this shit? He's saying it. I'm just saying, how the hell does he know? He's saying that his daughter was prostituting. Talking about so-called Instagram model traveling around, going places. What the fuck does that mean? So-called. So-called. Are you trying to say that she was out there doing something other than what she said she was doing? Because that's what so-called means, that you don't believe she's doing what she says she's doing. That's how I take that. There's a question mark behind what she's saying is how I'm taking that. And then he's making reference to rappers and this and that. Why are you making reference to rappers? Why are you making reference to prostitutes? Why are you saying that she's sleeping with all these people? The only way you can know she was doing all of this, and I feel like the fact that he's bringing up a rapper in this situation lends further credibility to the fact that he is narrating this story, and he needs to paint her in a certain fucking light to people. You're associating her with a rapper. Why? Because rappers tend to have a negative effect on society. Why? Because rappers get painted in a bad light. They do drugs, they're about violence. So whenever you hear the word rapper, you associate rapper with negativity. That's why he's throwing that word in there. These are all my opinions. Don't get mad. And it's like, how in the world? He said he also had another situation that he's not going to speak on that kind of made him feel like he was forced to be in that relationship, that he couldn't move on to no one else. He had to stay right there. So the boyfriend told you all this? He's talking to you as if you're really his fucking dad, and he's never met you. To my understanding, you never mentioned that y'all were close. You never said anything about any of her boyfriends. Only that she's left the house at least 4 times with different ones. So this particular boyfriend seems to have told you a lot. That one could only assume you are close to him with the stuff that he's telling you. That he feels he needs to stay with her out of obligation, because that's really what he's saying. The father is saying that the daughter left a permanent mark on the boyfriend. So the boyfriend doesn't feel right leaving. And it's interesting because the father is using words like, I feel sorry. He's trapped. You're talking in a better light about the supposed boyfriend than you are your own daughter. If these allegations are not true, you hold no ill will, you forgive your daughter, you don't want any harm to come to her, you love her, and there is really an emotional connection there, and you support her, why in the fuck are you talking better about her boyfriend than her? Never mind the fact that she's spreading allegations. If I truly felt like my daughter needed help, or she may be mentally declining, or whatever the case, that doesn't take away the support I would have for my child. Since you made it clear to the judge that you wouldn't feel okay with letting your kids go and not ever having to deal with them again. At that moment, you stood up and you supported them, supposedly. But this situation here with the supposed boyfriend, when you saying you sorry for him and you felt like he was trapped, what the fuck? Nobody else is going to accept him because of the situation he's in with Chantel. Interesting. I noticed that when he is talking about this supposed boyfriend, he's not looking at Tasha K in the eyes. He's staring down at the table the entire time he's talking about it. This story is outrageous to me. He said that the boyfriend or the father, not the father, but the boyfriend of Chantel's daughter took good care of them. So this is why he felt sorry for him. But the father is saying that Chantel took advantage. He says, but she took advantage of that brother. She took advantage of that brother. Does anybody not see how he's talking better about this supposed boyfriend than his daughter? He hasn't said any of that type of support. I can't. She took advantage of that brother. She hurt that man. I don't agree with, him beating her, but some people could say that they could understand it. Who the fuck is some people? What is there to understand about a man beating a woman? What the hell are you, who is accepting that? He took a lot from her, okay? What? So now not that you're condoning it, but you're accepting that that's what he did because of the situation. So I guess in the instance where you were saying that Chantel and her brother were about to fight because Chantel wanted the brother to watch the baby while she went to a car show and the brother wasn't trying to do it. Is that saying that you would have been okay with the brother beating on his sister? Because you said they were about to fight. Does that mean you would have been okay, that it would have been justified if the brother had beat the crap out of his sister? You would have understood because she was wrong for trying to leave her baby with him? You would have said, I don't feel sorry for her because she need to do better by her child? I don't get you. I don't get where you're standing, sir. I have no idea what you're standing on right now. The father is admitting that the whole situation is bigger than what we know. And he's saying he don't even understand why she would do this. If it's bigger than what we know, and you don't have anything to hide, but you're willing to tell the truth, why are you stumbling over your words so fucking much when you talk? Why you don't have complete sentences when you talk? Why your shit run on? It's like you're not very direct in any of your answers. I still have questions from the answers you already gave. So to me, you're trying to be very indirect in this whole situation. And you're thinking about everything that you're saying before you say it. And I notice you keep looking down at the ground instead of at Tasha K when you're talking about certain things. Y'all gotta pay attention to his nonverbal. He's trying to, as if he hasn't beaten down her character already. Now he's saying that he can still tell us things that would make her want to leave the country or kill herself. Who in the fuck would want to do that to their child if they support their child? if they care about their child, who would want to do that? He's putting it out there what he could do. What he could do. But at the end of the day, that's his child. Why would you tell us that you could even do some stuff like that to her? He kept... He said that she is not mentally disturbed and she's aware of everything that she's doing. The father says as long as someone is dumb enough to listen to her with a balled up clenched fist on his left hand. Like, what the fuck? What? Are you mad, sir? Is there tension there? Why is there tension there if you didn't do anything wrong and you know within your heart you didn't do anything wrong? Why do you have tension? I wouldn't even be upset. This is no different than a hater saying some stupid ass shit about me or my family and they don't even know us. I wouldn't give that energy at all. For what? I'd be making myself mad because this person said something to which they have no idea about. They don't know how to have a clue about it. But I'm going to let it get me mad because they said it. What? But this man has a lot of tension for something that was said about him that wasn't true. That's what I see. Talking about people dumb enough to listen to her and give her some money. She gonna keep saying it. He's saying that the reason why she's coming out and talking is because she's chasing money. That's what he's saying. That's the only reason why she's bringing up these allegations and they have ceased to stop is because she's chasing money. And if the money's there, she's talking. Even other, what I call suggestions or assumptions about why somebody is doing it, because that's exactly what he's doing. He can't speak for her and he can't conclude why she's doing what she's doing. Only she can do that. But to say that she's chasing money, that's the reason why she keeps doing this. Because he's out to make her, he feels shame. And remember, that I said that there's an emotional connection to vindication for him. We've already seen that based on what he says. High fives and showing what he showed, and yeah. And by saying that it's other stuff he can put out there about her that would make her want to leave the country or kill herself, but he's not going to do that. That to me could almost be perceived as a threat. Almost. But we talking about your daughter. And you saying the only reason why she doing this is for money. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. He said that, now he's saying that, yeah, she called him and he went up there to South Carolina and he spoke with the young man and his family and said, yeah, I know y'all heard a lot of bad things about me. But when she's in trouble, you see who she calls, right? He's proud of that. he believes that lends to his credibility because she calls him whenever she's in trouble. And he says it's because she knows I'm her safe place. You're her safe place, but you're the one she's telling these allegations about. The abuse happened from you, but you're her safe place. Well, as her father, that's what you're supposed to be. And I'm going to leave that at that. The way he talks when he's saying this about her knowing that he is her safe place and that he is her protector and he's there to do that regardless. When he talks like that, he's talking with conviction. You'll notice that his demeanor changes. He's a very matter of fact when he's saying that. But I do still believe that this father is very territorial. I will go on to say he might be even possessive. And if she's seen more as property and not a person, it would mean that he has to protect his investment. That's what he said, that on his birthday he invited him and her to a luxury cabin in a broken boat in Oklahoma. Interesting. They spent 4 days for the Christmas holidays at the cabin. So if it was your birthday, are you a Capricorn, sir? Does that make you a Capricorn? Because this is around Christmas holidays. He said that during this time, the daughter and the boyfriend got in a fight. And on the way home, she called him and said, "Dad, I need somewhere to stay." He said he shot her his address and said, "Come on." So she didn't have his address at this point. He said that she had never been to his house at this point, and before that, he hadn't talked to her in 3 years. There's a 3-year span of time when she didn't talk to him, which would have been during one of the times when she left his house with one of these other guys that he told us about earlier, which also means that you were being deceptive when you said that she was with you up until the age of 22, that she had never left. Even after she had the baby, she was living with you. So come on now, you're gonna have to make this make sense.